not getting us any more money.
Or will it backfire? One thing is
Trump's tariffs upend 80-year-old world economic order, and it will cost us all. It is impossible to overstate how significant this week's events have been for the global economy. Donald Trump's rambling press conference in the White House Rose Garden on April 2, 2025, may soon come to be seen as the most significant financial event since the Lehman Brothers bankruptcy on September 15, 2008. Its possible history will ultimately judge it as even more significant.
European Union. Making it cool, who's ready to fight, and who might
promised to lower.
Most analysts and traders have assumed that Trump is using tariffs as a bargaining chip to force concessions from other nations. As an example, the financial press jumped upon comments the president made on Air Force One suggesting he may wind back tariffs for countries that are willing to offer a phenomenal deal to the U.S. The tariffs give us great power to negotiate, he said. That's what traders want to hear. They're desperate to believe that Donald Trump doesn't really want to tear up the global trading system first established nearly 80 years ago in the wake of World War II, then modified to U.S. ends in the 1970s and 80s, all in a matter of months.
You're smart. Y comerciales, y vamos a aprovechar los
in the national interest, trade.
But while Donald Trump loves a deal, he also genuinely loves tariffs and has done for decades. He implemented more modest targeted tariffs, particularly against China, in his first term. While some were wound back, many remained in place. This time around, if the Trump administration was merely using tariffs as a bargaining chip, why would they hit virtually every nation? You can't practically negotiate with nearly 200 countries all at once. And, if you were only using tariffs as a threat to make a deal, you probably wouldn't set the implementation date for them mere days after their announcement. You'd leave yourself time for negotiation, as the administration did initially with Canada and Mexico.
Tariff on goods from the European Union. Making it cool, who's ready to fight, and who might
promised to lower.
Moreover, Trump's rhetoric and that of those around him suggests this latest sweeping, universal round of tariffs is not merely a bargaining chip. It's part of a plan. What's Trump's plan? When it comes to the intersection of geopolitics, economics and financial markets, I have come across few more astute analysts than Rabobank's Michael Every. In his note analyzing Trump's Liberation Day announcement, Every pointed out that the U.S. would have its highest trade barriers in more than a century, with a weighted average tariff rate of 29%.
Negotiate better terms with the U.S.
Das amerikanische Bemühung ist.
Almost nothing.
That's higher than the Smoot-Hawley tariffs of the 1930s that are widely blamed by economists for intensifying and lengthening the Great Depression. That's staggering, not just for the U.S., or inflation or GDP, but for the global system built on the U.S. as consumer of last resort for everyone else's overproduction and the U.S. dollar as the lubricant for that trade and the U.S. financial assets everyone accumulates as a result, Every surmised. He then quoted former Greek finance minister, and former University of Sydney economics lecturer, Yanis Varoufakis, another student of economic history, who believes the Trump administration is consciously trying to blow up the remnants of the globalized neoliberal financial and trading system that has reigned supreme since the early 1980s.
See the value of mutually beneficial
percent tariff on goods from the European Union. Making it cool, who's ready to fight, and who might.
In doing so, it would be repeating, but in reverse, the seismic shift of Richard Nixon's Republican administration, when it blew up the post-war Bretton Woods financial system designed by John Maynard Keynes and based on the fixed convertibility of the U.S. dollar to gold. The Nixon shock was more devastating than the one delivered today, especially for Europeans, Varoufakis wrote on April 2. That's what we can say. Don't forget to support our channel by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing. We thank you all for your support.
Halte ich für grundfalsch.
And even negotiate better terms with the U.S.
Das amerikanische Bemühung ist.